What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Bearded Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. We are coming to you live on a Sunday instead of our normal Saturday. We had lives. Chris and we have lives. We got things going on. We couldn't make time yesterday, but we're here today. Today is February 11th, 2024, the year of our Lord. The year of the dragon.
The year of the other royal family in wrestling.
The other royal family.
Wait. This calls for us. Crack a cold one.
Yeah, I'm drinking tea out of my we don't talk about Bruno cup. Yeah, you know what I mean? I've been testing a little bit with tea, but what a crazy week in wrestling, Chris.
Yeah. It's been wild.
It's been insane. And you know what? We're gonna cover that, but before we do, Chris, how was your week?
Draining, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been sick all week. Work's been crazy coming back from vacation. And of course, right after the Rumble vacation, I got sick. So, that's always a good time. I think we got sick from somebody at the Rumble. We had a kid behind us wearing a mask, and I'm pretty sure he was sick. So it was always a good time.
Getting sick from the nasties.
Exactly, the nasties. Shout out Macy.
Nasties.
But yeah, man, it's been a really long week, a very very long week.
I can understand that, man. My week has been a week. Man. Wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was somewhere in between. I've had worse weeks. I've had better weeks. So yeah, not too bad. I did get a surprise this week, man.
Tell us
Oh man! So my girlfriend was like, "Hey, I want to get you your Valentine's Day present, but I can't fucking tell you about it. Well, I have to tell you about it because you got to pick." I was like, "Well, what is it?" And she bought me tickets to WrestleMania Night 1. Gang. So I'm taking her daughter to her first wrestling event ever. She's a massive Rhea Ripley fan.
Nice.
Even cut her hair like Rhea.
Hell yeah.
She wants to dye her hair black, and we're like, "Hey, look, one step at a time." She's blonde.
You gotta give her one of those fake Judgment Day tattoos on her cheek too.
Yeah, we do. So we're excited about that. We want to go to Fan Fest or the Fan Access. Hopefully they still have it. We want to go enjoy all that stuff. We're going to be leaving Saturday morning, getting up there. It's only 3 hours away from us. We live about 3 hours from Philly, so we're going to drive up there. And then I'm buying tickets for night 2. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely more excited now than I was before. Not even going to lie to you, Sean, I was on the verge of stop watching. If we would have gotten Rock and Roman, bro, and and Cody would have gone for Seth, they would have lost my viewership. 100%. Man. And I know one person doesn't make a difference, bro, but I'm not about that life.
Yeah, at this point, man, it's just madness. It's maddening.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, this week we have a special guest, friend of Chris's. We got Jay Razor. What's up, Jay?
What up, JR?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Not bad, man. How are you?
Oh, doing good. It's Sunday, can't complain. Got the big game today, so looking forward to that, of course, for the most part.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So
can't wait to not watch Taylor Swift be on my TV.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, man, JR, how was your week?
Week was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was busy for the most part. But hanging in there. But it's been a pretty good week, I would say. Not too bad. Yeah.
Nice. Where do you hail from?
I hail from the Great White North, Canada. Well, specifically Toronto, Canada. Yep, live in a little bit of a suburb here, known as Woodbridge. We're about 30 minutes if we're doing a drive from downtown Toronto to where I'm at. So yeah, that's where I reside.
Very nice. I've been through Canada. I've never been to Toronto.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like what we call a clean New York. So
Hey, anything is cleaner than New York at this point.
yes, having experienced it twice,
Kim
yeah,
Kardashian
I
is
know.
cleaner than New York.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God, Kim
Too soon?
K.
Too soon.
What a national treasure she is.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways, man, this week in wrestling, like Chris and I were saying, absolutely wild.
Bro, going back
Yes,
from deadline to today, it's been chaos.
it's been absolutely, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. A Deadline was amazing. Very
Yeah,
good show. Very good show. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So, Chris, you are the NXT aficionado of the two of us. Deadline. What happened?
Bro, Deadline was probably one of NXT's best shows beginning to end. And JR, I don't know, did you watch the whole thing when it started?
I believe, yeah, yes, I believe I may have caught it like late that day, but I caught most of it,
Yeah.
So I mean, those both Iron Survivor matches were outstanding. I mean, they've only
Or
had two
not Deadline, I'm
in
sorry.
total for
Vengeance
both,
Day.
but they were
Oh,
both like
vengeance.
both told a good story, especially the men's one, which was absolutely just insane. Was it
Yeah.
Saturday? Especially that last bit there was just an absolute insanity there.
Yeah. Just as a correction, I meant Vengeance Day, not Deadline.
Oh yeah, that's right. Vengeance Day. Vengeance. Yeah, no,
It's
no,
Sunday.
no.
We're allowed to mess up on
Well,
the
it's
Lord.
okay. It's okay. It's early. It's early for most of us. Yeah, no, no. Vengeance Day was pretty solid. Yeah, it was
Phenomenal.
absolutely pretty solid. I mean, we all knew. Well, you and I both knew about Carmelo. We knew at that point was happening.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the you damn right I did. No, I'm kidding. It was that kind of moment there, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite awesome. I mean, the Corbin Braun Breaker tag team. Oh my God, what can you not say about? I mean, who would have ever thought we would both have high praise for Braun Breaker and Baron? Well, I mean, Baron Corbin. He's one of the most respected guys out there. I mean, he's on another level right now, going back to NXT, just doing a great job there. So,
His
but
resurgence has been incredible, man. And obviously, as you and I always talk about on Instagram, how I fell off of Braun Breaker for a while. And
yes,
it
oh yeah,
started when he went over Grayson Waller because I said
Mhm.
that NXT was missing that key heel character, and Grayson was a heel character.
yes,
And basically, the dude won Deadline for no reason.
Mhm. Yeah,
And then Carmelo dropped. Braun dropped the title to Carmelo, which whatever. They're two of the biggest NXT 2.0 guys.
sure.
Um, and then they forced Braun to go heel. And I was like, okay, so why didn't we just start with Braun Breaker being a freaking heel to begin with?
Yeah.
For God's sake, his uncle is Scott Steiner. You know,
The
um,
man can't. The man can't math.
facts.
Yeah.
And that whole run of him being heel, he was just running through talent. And I don't have a problem with that. But when you're already established, you don't need to run through talent like he was. He was beating guys like Nathan Frazier and Axiom and just making them look like light work. Like, sure, okay, they're cruiserweights. They're going to get squashed by bigger guys. Sure. But Braun didn't need all those wins. Um, Everybody thinks that Braun should have been called up by now. And when they introduced the Dusty Classic and him and Corbin got together, I'm like, this is the missing piece that Braun has been needing for a very long time. You can make the argument that he should have been on the main roster last year, but you know what? I would much rather him establish himself and be well rounded before he hits that main roster. And
Yeah.
God, him and Corbin are just perfect together.
It's a brilliant TV. The Wolf Dogs. It has been brilliant TV between those two. I mean, every time you see them, you're like, yeah, there we go. Let's go.
I'm curious to see what happens where he's going to sign and how Corbin reacts.
Yeah, it would be at that point because they're not going to be a package deal. I mean, they're going to do the match at Stand. No, wait, they're doing it next week. Actually, this week actually, they're doing
Yeah.
the tag team title match. But then I don't know if that means they're winning or not. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
How would you book
could
it?
be the that'd be interesting. I mean, because I don't know. It seems like the D'Angelo family and OTM still are not finished as of yet.
Right.
So it's gonna be a good match between those four. That's hard to tell because I don't know if they're dropping the titles to OTM, if
Yeah.
that's the end game there, or if Corbin and Breaker are supposed to win it, just so they have a little bit of a run before they lose the titles themselves, and then they both get called up. So I mean, it's hard to tell what they're gonna do with this one.
So
Because yeah,
I think that the family should drop to Corbin and Breaker and do like a turf war kind of thing with OTM and kind of do what they did with Legato, where loser leaves NXT kind of thing. I think that would be the smartest direction for that story, just because long-term storytelling kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
And the family's been around NXT for a hot minute now.
Yeah, since 2.0, just like
Yep.
Braun.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also, to be fair, Stacks didn't really start coming out until like, what would you say, Jared? Like 2022, 2021, like late
Or
2021?
I would say that right after they whatchamacallit, they offed to die. They pulled the old
Just to go to AEW. My God, man.
and he didn't even do much there. But yeah, when they offed him and then D'Angelo started that program with had that program with Dijak
Right.
for a bit. And then Stacks became loyal and all that and such.
Yeah.
And then they had that program with Gallus as well. So yeah,
That
he
was a
started
good
to
one.
really come into his own. Yeah.
I
So,
honestly thought they were going to have Stacks turn on him, and I'm really happy they didn't.
oh yeah, no, they pulled a fast one, so that's good. I'm glad that they kept the two together. It's not like you just a typical mafia thing, but it's like no, it's actual family there. So that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing.
So to go into Vengeance Day,
I'll be right back. Keep going. I'm listening.
Okay. As we went into Vengeance Day, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin won the Dusty Cup, which I think well deserved. I'm glad they went over. I think it made sense for the Trick and Mello story for them to lose the way that they did. Then we had
Dijak and Joe Gacy. Man, boy, they whoo, they were throwing bombs on each other, man. Oh my
Can we just
god.
talk about Joe Gacy for a second, man?
Oh, brilliant.
I hate the fact that he is arguably the most underrated guy on the entire WWE roster.
Yeah.
Mainly because he's a CZW guy. And when he came out on his own in Deadline 2022, I knew immediately Joe Gacy was special.
Mhm.
But man, he stood out so hard in that Dijak match that I can't wait to see what they do next with Joe, because I think Joe Gacy is one of the best workers on that roster.
Yeah, especially with his build, it's insane what he can do in the
And
ring.
he's gotten shape too. Like he's lost a lot of weight too.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he took off the long shirt and jeans he used to wear when he started wrestling. So even though I kind of thought it looked cool for him to do that, but I mean, regardless,
he kind of reminds me of Sami Callihan a little bit.
Yes. Oh yeah.
A lot more talented version of him, of course.
Is it wrong to say that I actually kind of like Sammy a bit?
Sammy was okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the deathmatch shit, man. That's what turns me off of it.
Yeah. He was actually, because I know you didn't watch Impact like a couple of years ago, but he was actually quite a good heel in Impact Wrestling, and I'm actually happy that they gave him a title run at some point, although he had to lose it to Tessa of all people. But regardless, he did bear fairly. Yeah. I'm not gonna touch that subject.
Good old Impact.
Yeah, that was when Impact was kind of like, okay, why did you do that? I'm like, because you
He
had
dropped
something with
the Seth, though.
Sammy, you could have built something there, but whatever. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, but but going back to Joe Gacy, yeah, he does remind me a bit of Sammy Callahan. I do agree with that.
Then we had the family versus OTM with both of the women debuting by their side.
Riz,
I just want to say that, number one, as respectfully as I could possibly say, Adriana Rizzo is one of the most gorgeous women on that roster.
She is.
And she doesn't even have to do much.
Nope.
And in that match, I thought she was fantastic for what they had her do.
Yeah, exactly. She was
like that crossbody she did, bro. So good.
Yeah, she was good, man. Very surprised.
I don't know if they should have. I don't know if the family should have won that match though.
I agree. Yeah, that one I agree. I thought it was, I thought it was where OTM should have probably won that one because you don't want them
Especially
losing twice.
debuting Jada.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Jada pinning Riz, to be honest with you, because she looks like a powerhouse
Right.
in this case here. But yeah, I that one I didn't agree with because I was actually surprised when they won. I was like, oh, wait, so what? You guys are done already? But I'm guessing they're still not done, obviously.
Right.
So yeah, based on the promos. So
and that's why I was saying the turf war thing. If the family drops their titles.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a pretty solid match. Then the next match we had Lyra versus Roxanne versus Lola Vice. Lola Vice cashed in her opportunity in the middle of the match. Roxanne and Lyra were tearing the house down.
They were, yeah.
Lola got a couple nice offensive spots in there. That back fist is always really nice to see. Sean and I have talked about Lola quite a bit on here, and you and I have as well, JR. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, do not hate her at all. I think she is very passionate, and I think she's very good at what she's able to do in the ring. Here's where I have a problem with her.
Okay.
It's when she was on the microphone with somebody like Lyra Valkyria, who is the women's champion. There are not a lot of women, there's not a lot of superstars in general, man or woman, that gets a titles opportunity, especially whenever they want. While I think Kelani should have been the one to win that breakout tournament, I understand why Lola won it. She has the popularity factor.
Of course.
But when she got on that microphone against Lyra, she was an embarrassment. And I hate being so harsh on criticizing talent, man. But when you say you have Latina heat and arguably one of the worst promos I've ever heard out of a female, Jesus Christ. Even Elektra cooked her ass.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, even Elektra knocked her out. I was like, oh boy, Lola, you gotta continue with.
She's like, oh, everybody wanted to come to a Vice City on my jet ski. I'm like, bro, I really hope that somebody's writing these awful promos for you, because if not, yikes.
Yeah, that's the one thing she needs to work on big time, for sure.
And it's so funny whenever I criticize her, because people jump all over me. Oh, don't criticize Lola. She's fantastic. She's not even that good to watch.
No. Like
you
said,
put her in a match with somebody like Carmen, who I think Carmen is incredible.
She's
and
great.
She got the shaft out of that breakout tournament against Lola.
Yeah.
I know. So bad for her.
I know. I saw that bracket and I was like, no, don't do that to her.
And like, I love breakout tournaments. I love that it shows how good wrestlers can be. You and I both know how good Carmen is.
Yeah, she's very, very good. Yeah.
And I think girls like her who are fairly green and fairly newer to the product, I don't like when they're fed to people. I hate that shit. Like, if you're going to put people in a breakout tournament, give me actual talents.
Yeah, and you could tell Carmen has passion for the business as well. I mean, with everything that she talks about and, the way she's presented.
Yeah.
There's potential with her, absolutely.
Like, let's compare that with the men's tournament. They had Miles Bourne in there, who you could argue is still a rookie, but he is a great talent for somebody who's hearing impaired. Like, that's phenomenal to be able to do what he does and be hearing impaired.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just wish there was a little more logic going into some of these breakout tournaments, because, my God, man.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And of course, Lyra ended up pinning Lola Vice. Thank you, Jesus, for that happening.
Yeah, I know. I was scared that
really
she was going to win too.
I was really
Like,
scared
no.
Lola was going to win.
I know. Yeah.
This match really surprised me how good it was. Oba Femi versus Dragon Lee.
Yes.
For those of you watching who have watched Dragon Lee on the Smackdown roster and don't follow NXT, Dragon Lee is so fluent in what he does. And Dragon Lee and his brother Roosh, as much as I don't like AEW, Roosh is phenomenal too.
Okay.
But Dragon Lee, man, is just so good at everything he does. He made Oba Femi look like a 5-star wrestler in that ring.
Yeah.
That's hard to do on green talent.
Oh yeah.
And
For a big boy like that.
You could argue that Oba's not green, but he's pretty green.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But he's incredible.
Oh man.
Now here's where I have a question.
Sure.
Who do you put him in the ring against next to make him look as good as Dragon did? Because big guys can only look good for so long until they get exposed.
I know. It's you look like if you think about the roster right now, yeah, because he's gonna have to have a match at Stand and Deliver. You don't really want to put him in a kind of like a ladder match setting like they've done the last 2 years with the North. Well, they did it with they did it 2 years ago with the North American title, but yeah, I think it seems as though that's probably the way they're gonna go with Oba for this case here because you can't put anybody one-on-one with him right now that will kind of carry that show instead of deliver. It's got to be a multi-man match of some sort. Because that actually, no, wait. Now that I think about it, 2022 they did the ladder match with Cameron Grimes winning, and then 2023 they did that invitational with Wes Lee and all those guys.
Right.
So it seems like this is the route you want to do with Oba in this case here. That way he has experience with several of the people on the roster, and then maybe you break out one of the two between Oba and whoever is not pinned, and then you can build a program with those two, and at least you got something there. So give him some experience with other people.
I got a good one for Oba. What if you bring in Ivar, you bring in Bronson, bring in all big guys in the ring with him?
Almost.
Who can almost, yeah. Put all these big motherfuckers in the ring with him. He can hide whatever flaws he has in those guys. I mean, Bronson, I think he needs to work on his stamina just a little bit because I feel like he gets gassed pretty fast. Ivar is fantastic. And
big surprise.
Put Oba in that mix, bro. The possibilities are endless.
They better reinforce that ring.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a lot of ass.
Make sure you bring the toilet paper.
All I can hear is JR. He's backing that big old ass up.
Backing up. Big meaty men in the ring, man.
Slapping
meat madness.
Big E's idea. Big meaty man invitational.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, we have one on Monday with Bronson and Lashley on Monday. That's gonna be. That's gonna be big.
Yeah. I really hope Bronson wins, man. I don't like seeing him take L's.
You know what? He probably will because of the fact that they're in Australia. And especially the fact that the Kerry and Lashley thing is not over by a long shot.
That's true.
It's also a lose-lose situation. You got two hot guys going against each other.
Exactly.
And I think Lashley going into a title picture like that and just kind of avoiding Kerry in a sense, kind of stupid booking.
No, yeah. There's no way. I don't see Lashley winning that. Yeah. There's got to be some sort of interference from Karrion Kross and the final.
Logan's in the tournament too, isn't he?
He's up against the Miz. I told you that. Oh, I couldn't believe when I saw the breakdown because I saw the matches being made, and then I saw it was LA Knight versus Ivar on Monday, and then you have Lashley and Bronson, and then it was narrowing it down the remaining four. I was like, okay, there's no way they're gonna put Logan with Kevin Owens. There was no way they're gonna put Logan with Dom Dom. So then I narrowed it down. I'm like, oh, it's Dom Dom versus Kevin on SmackDown and Logan versus The Miz. It's like my eyes widened when I heard about that. It's just that's perfect.
Right.
That's a perfect opponent for Logan. It absolutely makes sense.
I'm wondering if like some of these matchups kind of paints Triple H on a corner with some of these guys. Like if there's no interference, you can't have these straight up like just 1, 2, 3. Move on. We got to win because there's stories with all these guys. Like I think Dom Dom is the only one who's not in anything with anybody right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. And then I didn't think about LA Knight possibly losing to Ivar because of AJ, because they still have that program with those two.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Yeah, you may be right. You may be right on Dom Dom because he's probably the only one because of the fact that the judge. It's only the Judgment Day have a tag title match already, and Rhea has her match with Nia. So I think he may be the only one that maybe.
I think the kid deserves his flowers and should be in that damn chamber match. 100%.
Destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be ragdolled. I'm here for it.
He'll be the last person standing. Like he'll be one of the last two, kind of like Austin Theory did when him and Brock were in there.
Him and who?
When Austin Theory and Brock were in. Oh yeah, Austin Theory won that match.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, remember he threw. Yeah, he threw himself off the top of the cage, and then
he got pinned by Vacant.
Yeah. Oh no, we're doing this now.
Jesus. My heart.
All right, what was the last match? What was the last match for Vengeance Day?
Very last match was Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov. I just want to acknowledge this atrocity of a human being before I talk about this match. Dave Meltzer gave this match a 4.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about it.
And obviously, I don't think any of us take Dave Meltzer's ratings serious. But this man gave Chris Jericho and Take a Shitta a 4.25 and gave Ilya and Trick a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Meltzer's a tool.
He's a tool.
He's got his mouth open for the Bucks, man. What do you expect?
This is true. You're right.
And I gotta bring something up with something I saw yesterday that I better share it, but I'll share that after with the once we review this Trick versus Ilya match, because talk about hard hitting. That one was.
They beat the shit out of each other, and I think Sean, you said you caught like the last half of it, or did you catch the whole match?
You caught like the last 5 minutes of the match.
Oh my god, bro! So I think I've made my opinion known on Blood and how I think AEW has ruined the visual of Blood being in matches. But when it's like you're bleeding the hard way, like I'm pretty sure Ilya's nose got broken and Trick's mouth got popped open in the Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker match. There was a spot where Ilya had Trick for the trifecta of German suplexes. He went to go for the third one, and Trick is just like trying to pry him off. He's sitting there screaming in pain, trying to pry Ilya off, and his mouth is just full of blood, all hitting his teeth and shit. It was such a cool visual. And I love stuff like that, man. Like, when it's not like, I'm going to bleed, obviously, looking at you, Mark Briscoe, in the fucking head on camera, for God's sake.
Yeah, the show with the blood.
But Ilya Dragunov, I think, was one of the best wrestling matches I've seen out of both guys. Ilya does not have bad matches, period.
Nah.
But the heel turn that finally happened, I called it from the god freaking beginning.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes turned on Trick Williams finally.
That was great. Yeah.
Somebody pointed out a video when this whole thing first went down, when Trick was found backstage beaten down. There's a spot where Carmelo's yelling at the officials. There's a chair right next to him. He quickly throws it behind him. And he caught it. Like, after this turn happened, I'm like, bro, I'm so pissed I didn't catch that. Because I had a great theory about the whole Mello thing. Yeah.
I didn't think about it. I gotta rewatch the video. I'll rewatch the video real quick here. I have it on my phone. Just go to my phone here so that I can see what you mean. But wow.
It's literally like a split second. You see the chair and you see him like quickly toss it behind him. But Vengeance Day was a phenomenal pay-per-view. I don't think NXT puts on bad shows. I absolutely love NXT, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like if you think about it, yeah, like throughout the whole last year, like with all these premium live events, I guess you want to call it there. Yeah, there really hasn't been any, as you said, bad shows from NXT in terms of those events. They seem to always bring it every time. You really can't argue. If have to say, like, if there was a weak one, you can't really determine which one is the weak, because you could say that one's the weakest, but it still was pretty strong regardless. So, I mean, they really turn it up when it comes to premium live events for NXT. It's really good to see. It's really good to
And the
see.
best thing about their shows is that I kind of feel like, sometimes, yeah, there are filler shows, like build-ups to like pay-per-views and stuff, like it used to be. Um, I definitely think even the stuff that is quote unquote filler is still pretty solid. Like, I love that HBK gives his entire roster that he has at his disposal
Mm,
a chance to be on TV and showcase what they can do.
yeah. When I just saw the trick thing, I see what you mean. He literally went this.
Like a split second, bro. He was so smooth about it too.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're gonna point that out. Oh my goodness, this is great. Oh my goodness.
So, JR, what was it that you wanted to bring up before we get into Raw?
So yeah, something about that. We talked about blood there with how they made it, they ruined it and all that. I saw something really, I don't know if it's a little disturbing or not, but they showed something that had to do with the House of Black and Mark Briscoe.
Mm.
And there was I think you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, I kind of found it disturbing that they showed with Mark Briscoe being held down, and then the famous TNT champion Miss Julia Hart. Well, it's funny that I have this with me, but this is actually a pen, believe it or not. It looks like a bullet, but it's actually a pen, believe it or not. It's quite cool. She literally had a spike, and I didn't see the video of it, but they said she stabbed Mark out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why you're doing it. It's like, but just wanted to bring that up. That's just, it's just so
Yeah,
disturbing.
she took the spike to his forehead, and then you see
That,
him roll away. He
oh,
has a freaking blade in his hand. The camera is on him,
fuck.
and he blades on TV again.
Oh God.
That's like the same level of Hangman drinking Swerve's blood.
Oh my God.
I just don't know what they think, bro. And you know what? When Collision first started, when it was made, we all know why it was made, whether they want to say it or not. It was
Yep.
made because of CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
It was made because CM Punk didn't get along with the Elite. That is why Collision was made. I think they made that very clear without even saying it.
Yep.
Now, I would make the argument that they were on a great pace to it being better than Dynamite. I would argue that point. The only time I will ever give those fucks props.
Mm-hmm.
Collision was on a good roll for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then Punk got fired and it went in shambles.
So, do you think it's time?
Yes.
All right. So, this is a segment that we call the F bomb of the week. The F bomb of the week is set to highlight the worst event of the week in professional wrestling. Tony Khan with a big announcement again. Mr. Snowman. Mr. Snowman. Snowman announced that they are doing another named show. How many is that so far in this year?
I lost count.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't have.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, it's called Big Business with 2 S's on it, and we know what that means. I don't care.
Whatever.
Mrs. Forehead herself has ruined her career.
5-head?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
She
Anyway,
does not
Haley's
have
best friend.
dreams, she has movies.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, they get Snoop out of the deal.
Whoa!
But anyways, we try not to focus on the bad in this show. We try to focus on the good. Anyways, so Raw, man, you know what, man? Monday Night Raw was a solid fucking show. Solid
Fantastic. They've been on the up and up.
from the start to the finish.
Yep.
Right off the bat, we get Seth Rollins coming out, and Seth takes shots at Roman because Roman took shots at him. It was actually kind of funny. He said, "Oh, sounds like a pretty decent pop to me."
Can,
Yeah.
can we talk about how deep Roman buried Seth
Oh my god.
with that promo?
That was so
This
amazing.
man took a shovel and literally buried this man alive.
No, not a shovel. He took the cane bulldozer thing that he used for the Undertaker in that Survivor Series, and literally put him in that buried alive.
And then he put a carpet over top of him, and then the table that he sits at on top.
Yeah, exactly.
It was bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
And then so
yeah.
Seth calls out Cody to make his decision.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you call somebody's name, they come out. Cody and Seth have their little thing, their little spout, and here comes Drew. Drew comes out, and Drew pretty much is like, "You need to finish the story. I need you to finish the story." For selfish reasons, he didn't tell why, but he said, "I need you to finish the story." And he was wearing the I'm going to live CM Punk's WrestleMania Dream shirt.
I gotta give a shout out to Drew. He's been doing really good heel work.
And you know what's really funny is the fact that they still think he's not going to re-sign.
That's dumb.
This man has quite literally taken that sword, got rid of it, and went from a slow burn heel turn to a full blown fuck you CM Punk heel turn.
Yep. Yeah. And Drew McIntyre attacked Seth. Cody came to the defense, and that was a good segment. I thought, man, Drew is best Drew.
Yeah,
very good. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
His babyface stuff is good. The problem with babyface Drew was that Vince had hands on it. And I'm not saying that Triple H can't book good baby faces, because you can make that argument for Cody Rhodes right now. Like, he's the hottest baby face next to Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Drew is just all in all a better heel. Like, he just presents himself in a better manner when he's a heel.
Yeah. Yeah. Next, we got the Fatal 4-Way match for the, I guess you want to say, the number one contenders match. So we had New Day versus Creed Brothers versus DIY versus Imperium.
Another great match.
Great stuff. Yeah.
God, hell of a match.
We see NXT TakeOver a lot.
Yeah. We seen New Day take the pin. I think it was New Day. New Day took the pin against DIY. Solid match. So
actually, it was Vinci took
okay, yeah. Vinci took the pin. Sorry, that's my fault.
Kaiser.
Yeah. Kaiser don't need to eat that pin. So on SmackDown, we've seen on SmackDown DIY against Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I want to keep calling him Butch, even though he's
British strong style.
Dune as Dune, as they call it. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So next we had the elimination qualifier match. Becky Lynch against Shayna Baszler. I feel bad for Shayna, man.
Yeah.
I love Shayna Baszler. I feel bad for her.
Here's my thing with Shayna. Shayna has developed the Ronda Rousey mentality. And by that, I mean, I feel when she's in the ring, she works the same match every freaking opponent that she is put against. She doesn't stand out. Her promos don't stand out. Her character doesn't stand out, regardless of who's booking. Now, will I say Vince ruined her? Sure. But we also had the pandemic that added that too. The pandemic fucked everybody up, including Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody like Shayna, I would love to see her have more character. People like her need more character because, for God's sake, look at somebody like the Kabuki Warriors, for instance. Kairi Sane doesn't need to do much, and everybody always talks about her.
Yeah.
Look at the Rumble, bro. I even said after the Rumble, that exhaustion spot that she did was one of the best selling jobs I've seen from a female.
Yeah.
Like, and people are like, oh, she botched it. I'm like, bro, she didn't botch anything.
She was selling that Spider-Man spot, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, look at how she collapsed.
Yeah.
Like all her energy was used up. Like it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then
But
Asuka
people like
literally said,
Shayna-
"Come and get me. Come and get me. Just
Yeah.
take me out." Yeah. Yeah.
But people like Shayna, she can't sell. She can't give me a match that I can say, wow, that's must see. Because comparing her right now and comparing her NXT, it's literally the same body of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not special to me.
No. Okay. Limb by limb.
Yeah, limb by limb. Snap, pass, or tap. Anyways, Becky Lynch picked up the win for that match.
Yeah.
Next we got Rhea Ripley. Yeah, solid match. Next we got Rhea Ripley. Mommy interrupted the show. Mommy said, I'm gonna sit right here. She didn't say that, but she said, I want Nia. And so we saw Adam Pearce himself come out and give her a match for Elimination Chamber against Nia. And then those two brawled. Great spot. Nia's doing.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that Rhea is one of the best women on that microphone? It's actually pretty crazy when you think of her in NXT and you think of her now. Like, bro, it's a completely different character. It's crazy. And it's the same man booking her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also speaking of that, Nia Jax much improved as of late.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her
and
best
it makes
return.
sense. It makes sense that the two of them are paired up in a singles match and she's not qualifying for the chamber, so that makes it absolutely wonderful. You give Rhea the big pop in Australia versus the massive heel of Nia, and they're literally gonna do probably like a 6-7 minute, maybe 8-minute match of like boom, 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 boom.
I think we're gonna get a very stiff match.
Yeah, for sure.
No innuendo intended.
I will keep my pants on for that one. Next we wipe it up, Chris. Wipe it up. Anyways, next we had JD McDonough versus The Miz, dude, and like this whole truth angle, man.
It's so good. It's
good. It's good. You think he's out of the mix and he's back in it. He distracted JD with money. And the Miz gave him skull crushing finale and the money flew everywhere. Raining hundos.
Dude, JD is such a good seller.
Yeah, great seller.
I really was hoping they were going to give JD a win because I hate seeing my guy take L's.
Yeah. Next, we had Gunther's 600-day celebration as Intercontinental Champion. He pretty much put himself over everybody, which, I mean, rightfully so. The man's a fucking animal.
Amazing. Yep.
Yep. And so, he was saying, nobody can beat me. I should just retire with this. I mean, we've heard that before. And Jey Uso came out. I didn't think it was going to be Jey. I thought it was going to be Braun Breaker. But it was Jey. And Jey came out and oh my God, Gunther said, I'm going to beat you so bad. You're going to go back to the days where we couldn't tell you from your brother.
Yeah.
Bro, he's another one. And that's what I love about Triple H's booking. Like, he forces talent to go out there, grab a microphone, and prove yourself. Remember when people were shitting on Gunther saying that he had no personality?
Yep.
Bro, that man put Jey Uso, one of the biggest baby faces on Monday Night Raw, in check.
Yeah. They had a brawl, and then the New Day came out for the save. Next we had Caden Carter and Katana Chance, Bay and Boo against Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, respectfully, of course. Naturally so, Kabuki Warriors beat Carter and Chance. I really thought Bailey was going to get involved.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I mean, it makes sense to
I'm
keep
glad she
it
did.
strong. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane's elbow remains to be one of the best high flying moves.
Yeah, great setup with their that combination that they do. It's kind of like almost like a setup, like a neck breaker almost.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a
looks-
scorpion death drop into an elbow drop.
Yeah, it looks really good. Good on them to utilize it in a different way with the elbow drop. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah.
The main event was a match that I don't care. I didn't care to see, but it was a good match nonetheless. It was Cody Rhodes versus Nakamura in a bull rope match. I didn't care to see it. We've seen Cody and Nakamura. I thought it was time for them to move on, but I guess that didn't happen.
If you remember right, Cody eliminated Nakamura from the Royal Rumble, so there was still a little left there.
Sure. Yeah.
And let's talk about the mentality of why everybody's pissed off this match was happening. Because we thought we were getting Roman and Rock.
Yeah.
And then they showed Cody Rhodes getting attacked backstage by Nakamura in that same whole outrage that I happened to be part of.
Yeah, event, if I recall. Yeah.
I'm really happy that Cody won because Jesus.
Cody picked up the dub, and after the match, Drew McIntyre hit him with a Claymore.
Yep.
To close the show, I'm reading this off a Bleacher Report. They gave the whole overall show a fucking C. Suck my butt.
It was more like a B plus for me.
Yeah,
B plus. Yeah, to me. We also we always forgot about the fact that there was a, it's a kind of a throwaway. We had a mixed tag match with Alpha Academy, Maxine. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the Vikings. Hey, that was solid fun for the most part. But
they continue to put Maxine in a spot where they're kind of showing how green she is, and it's kind of making me worried because I see a lot of people talking about it every single week. Maxine shouldn't be in the ring. She shouldn't have been in the Rumble. Blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I mean, okay, you can either shit on her every time that she's getting out there on TV, or you can see that she's putting in reps and trying to get better.
Yeah. Absolutely. So NXT. What happened on NXT?
So I'll just fast roll through this. We had the Wolf Dog segment come out talking about challenging the family for the tag titles. Baron made fun of Braun Breaker for hitting the ropes way too fast, and God, that could have gone really bad. So he was running the ropes, and when his head hit the ropes, he went past the ropes, and the ropes smacked him in the face and busted him open. It was crazy. I really glad he didn't get hurt more than just being busted open. And Braun just kind of played into it. He's like, that's what happens when you're running 22 miles an hour. So it was kind of funny. Baron and Breaker proved to be one of the best combinations they've ever put together. That led into them being on commentary for Axiom and Nathan Frazier against Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. Very, very good match. My only complaint is how often Malik and Enofe lose. I can't remember the last match they won. And they're obviously NXT loves them. The crowd loves them. So I don't really, maybe they're not getting something that coaches want out of them or something. I don't know.
On Team Blacked.
Yeah, Blacked, exactly. But maybe that's why Brindley's being brought in with them as that missing piece to them.
Maybe.
So hopefully we get something out of Malik and Enofe because I think they're fantastic. Then we had Ilya come out and talk about how Carmelo turned on Trick Williams like we all knew he was going to, and out comes Dijak to confront Ilya and saying, "Oh, you need to put all that Trick and Melo stuff behind you now. I'm in your way now." So I don't know how the hell we got that as a main event, but we got Ilya and Dijak for the main event later on that night. And somebody actually caught onto this. They had Joe Gacy's mask on the NXT logo in the middle of that segment. It was kind of one of those you had to see it because it was really fast. Dijak, another one who has massively improved over the last year and a half. I think he is absolutely phenomenal. Then we had Lexis King versus Riley Osborne. Lexis King is one of the biggest upgrades that we have gotten into the NXT roster. Everybody doubted him when he signed to WWE because he has that black cloud of, oh, well, you couldn't cut it in AEW, so you can't cut it in WWE. And it's really funny to me when an AEW guy or girl jumps from that brand and comes to WWE and how fast AEW fans will shit on that talent. Cody, Punk, Jade, Brian Pillman Jr., and many others. I think Lexis King is one of the best characters in NXT. And I know that's a very bold statement, but man, his backstage segments, his promos get better every single week. And fantastic talent. Yeah, the beard is a gimmick in itself. It's hilarious. But Lexis King won the match, and with that awesome finisher, the coronation, I think right now, like main roster to NXT, even AEW, I think it's my favorite finisher because you can literally hit it from anywhere. Second match, we had Carmelo Hayes come out to "fuck you, Melo" chants, to "Melo, you suck." Like there was like 100 different chants. I think they put USA on mute for a solid like 5 minutes because that crowd was so deep.
I knew it didn't have a sound problem there.
And then he picked up the microphone and he's like, "Not yet." Drops the mic and walks out. Melo as a heel is going to be special because HBK is behind that heel turn, and we know how good HBK is with storytelling. So looking forward to that. Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice. Again, I was scared that Lola was going to pick up a win. Paxley came out to fucking cash in a breakout contract that she didn't have and distracted Lola, and Roxanne picked up the win. I'm just going to say this about Lola again. They went to a backstage segment with them later on in the show where they're scrapping back and forth. And you know how like you're supposed to sell punches and like the refs are holding you back and shit?
Yeah.
There's a part where Lola goes to like power walk towards Roxanne. The referee pulls her back, like they're supposed to. She falls on her ass. And it's just like, bro, this is not the MMA. This is not UFC. You're not supposed to go full force on everything. And that's her problem. And I don't know where the disconnect is, and maybe it's hard to adjust to a predetermined sport from UFC stuff. But God damn it, Lola is fucking terrible. And I just every time I see her, I always message JR. I'm like, bro, get her off my fucking TV. She's so bad.
Oh my god.
Then we had Fallon Henley and Ren Sinclair against Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Metaphor is a very special stable. They are so good at what they do.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's the
yes. When I went to NXT last Tuesday, Oro loves fucking with the NXT fans, and it's actually
he's great.
Really funny.
He's so great.
The commercial, the whole thing is blacked out. You just see him standing on the aprons, doing this and to the crowd and telling them, "Oh, shut up! You guys love me!" And oh my god, he's my main man, Mensa.
Yeah, it's the accent that kills me because he has such a European accent that makes you want to say, "Shut the heck up."
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah,
I was really happy to see Lash Legend and Jakara pick up that win because
that was a good one.
I kind of felt like Jakara was losing some of that momentum she had when she first came in. Then we had a backstage segment with Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. I thought was a very special little segment because Josh Briggs told Jensen to stop crying like a little bitch and that we're going to split up or we're all going to go solo and be successful and you need to stop crying over spilled milk. It was very good. So I hope we get a Jensen and Brooks little mini feud there again, because the first one was actually pretty solid in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jada Parker came out to Ava and said that OTM has unfinished business with the family and wants a one-on-one with Rizzo. But OTM and the family can't be ringside. So we're going to get a cakery match this week, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we had, exactly. Next week, we're going to have Kiana James against Brinley Reese. Another match I'm actually looking forward to, because Brinley is a very special talent that I think is going to she's going to drop some jaws whenever she gets on a roll. Then we had the main event. Just when you thought Dijak and Ilya couldn't possibly show you more than what they did that last Saturday, my God, they beat the brakes off of each other. Ilya won clean, surprisingly. I was not expecting a clean victory over Dijak, and they did it. But out comes Mello, has to have the spotlight on him, and attacks Ilya after the match, holds up the title. And I remember saying to JR, I said, the last thing I want is another goddamn Mello title run. Fantastic show. Like I said, they do a good job at consistent booking. Still the best weekly show for me, in my opinion.
And showcasing a lot of the talent as best as they can. So it's great. It's great to see. So, yeah. For sure.
Next, we're going to talk about the A+ of the week. The A+ of the week is a segment where we talk about the best thing of the week. Obviously, you got the shit thing of the week. You got to talk about the good thing of the week. This week, I think our A+ is the WrestleMania kickoff press conference.
My God,
it was so good. I've never been invested to watch a conference, like pre-show, post-show, what have you. But this one, I was like, I want to see what happens, right? The panel was Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, Big E, and Punk. And when everybody was chanting,
AJ's husband.
Yeah, also AJ's husband. Most importantly, so everybody was chanting, we want Cody, we want Cody. Earlier in that day, The Rock went on Pat McAfee's show and called all of brutal, just brutal, buried Cody's fans, which I guess would be the start to what happened later. While everybody was chanting, we want Cody, Punk was like, where were you in 2013, which they alluded to. They said one of the reasons you left was because your WrestleMania spot got nixed. So up first we had Bianca Belair, and she was hyping up her new show with Montez. And then next we had Rhea Ripley come out, and Rhea says, mommy's always on top. Then we had Becky Lynch come out. Now I guess we're going with the direction of Becky Lynch and Rhea.
It needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
There is no other person on that roster, respectfully, that would look better against Rhea than Becky freaking Lynch.
Yeah. 100%. And Becky made the statement that after I beat you down, you're going to learn what it means to be a bottom.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. That one was
so good. I don't even know if that's PG.
What does that even mean? Next, you had Roman Reigns come out, and Roman and Seth came out. First? Was it Seth first? It was one. Seth first. Yeah, it was Seth. Seth was, once again taking little digs at Roman, saying, "Oh, this is pretty good pop." Roman came out. Those two had some words. Rock came out because Roman said, "I choose the Rock," right? And then the Rock revealed the bloodline, the big tree, and to see it, right? Like, we obviously know who's in the family, right? But to see it out there was wild, absolute wild.
And to add to that point, the names that were on there. Jacob Fatu was
said
a camera view.
Yeah.
Of one of the names. So was Lance Anoa'i.
Yeah.
And Naomi as well. Like
Yeah.
it's in the bottom there, like next to Jimmy. Sorry, Jim. I
Right.
always we always say Jimmy, but I call him Jim. Oh, so always because it's
Big
just
Jim.
Big Jim.
That's right. Yeah.
Slim Jim. Anyways, so you got to see all the names on it, and that's one of the things like I was looking at, and they pulled out Jacob Fatu, and I was like, that is badass, right? Because they're actually recognizing Jacob Fatu as a member of the family. So that makes me think like he is a part of Booker T's, promotion now. What moves?
Booker's
What?
trying to get him signed.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, and I think that they added Zilla in there too, which is another family member. And so Rock and Roman, hug it out, do the handshake. Cody comes out and says, "This is bullshit." I loved it. Cody went the fuck off and was like, "I choose you, Roman." Like
I would
Pokemon.
argue to say Cody out promoted The Rock.
He did. He did.
That's not a very easy task to do.
No, he literally went out there with a Pokeball and said, "Roman, I choose you." And threw the fucking Pokeball at him.
Right.
And he buried the bloodline, like the whole NOIE family just buried him. And he said, Roman, if your ancestors were alive right now, they would be disappointed in you.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck me sideways. I didn't think that The Rock was gonna stand next to Roman, and he did.
Not
he
only that, but I didn't think that Cody had that in him.
No.
To go nose to nose with two of the biggest stars, arguably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Attitude Era guys. I mean, in my opinion, it's still Austin over Rock.
And Rock, yeah.
But god damn, bro, Cody looked like a bigger star than The Rock did.
Yeah, and you could tell he was legit. I don't know, and people were like trying to say, "Oh, this is kayfabe. This is not kayfabe." That's a good thing about it. Blurring the lines. You didn't know if it was real or not, right? And The Rock said, "You talked about his family. You talk about my family. You talk about his blood. You talk about my blood. You talk about his descendants. You're talking about mine." Slapped he hit that motherfucker with the Will Smith slap.
Yeah.
Slapped the taste out of his mouth.
Can we talk about The Rock's response to Cody really quick? So you remember the Miz promo to Daniel Bryan in 2016?
Yeah.
Remember when he's like, "This is my show, my show." That's what The Rock said with the ancestors. You're talking about my ancestors, and I'm like, bro, you've been in Hollywood too long, dog. Stop it.
Yo, but no, when he first stepped up and they panned the camera to his face, that look of he didn't look pissed, he looked hurt.
Yeah.
Right? Like he looked betrayed, like somebody just betrayed him. Roman looked devastated. And just like the animosity that is flowing around this situation. Now, after the press conference, after Seth came to Cody's defense, and so
that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's come full circle with those two.
Yeah,
amazing.
And I love Seth Rollins' little dig there. I don't give a shit if you're on the board.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then after the show, Triple H said, "Hey, there's a lot of emotions flying around." The Rock came by and said, "If you don't fix this shit, we're going to fix it." So we don't know what the fuck is going to happen, but they made official Roman and Cody at Mania main event, which is what it should have been.
Yep.
It should have been in the first place.
I have a theory on this. Mm-hmm. So if you remember the Smackdown before this conference of when Cody quote unquote gave his spot to The Rock, right? Mm-hmm. Cody smirked when he was leaving the ramp. Looked back at The Rock and smirked. Now, fast forward throughout the week. We had dirt sheets, we had journalists, we had the works, just like saying The Rock is using his board position to get a WrestleMania spot. He wants a title. He wants the main event at WrestleMania, and he wants to go over Roman. Like that was the narrative that all these journalists and everything had, and there was no sources, no interviews or anything to confirm anything like that. I think with Rock playing into this whole board member storyline. I think he's giving Roman that false sense of security. I think he's suckering him in, and that's what Cody meant by taking everything from you. I think The Rock is going to screw over Roman in some capacity, and we're going to get a clean Cody going over Roman at WrestleMania.
It could be that. I've also seen talks of like corporate versus WWE, where like Rock has somebody, and as kind of like when they did Trump and McMahon, or Trump against Vacant. So it could be representative for each, because Triple H can't go no more. Triple H, point blank.
No, yeah, no, you don't do it. You don't do something with your heart.
Yeah, this isn't AEW. We don't need deaths here.
No, absolutely not. But Smackdown confirmed exactly everything. Triple H and both GMs opened up the show and said that, hey, Cody is the fucking man that's going to be fighting Roman in the main event. And then they, Triple H went on to proceed to take digs and said, this is my show. This is my company, not yours. I don't care what you think.
That segment was fantastic.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best authority figure segments we've had in I don't know how long.
Yeah. Next we had Elimination Chamber match or Elimination Chamber qualifying match for the men. We talked about it earlier. And the winner of the Elimination Chamber is going to fight Seth at WrestleMania. So first we had Drew against AJ. Solid match, dude.
Very good match.
Solid back and forth. It looked like for a moment that Drew had messed his knee up pretty well. Drew and LA Knight and AJ had their little spots because LA Knight, ended up going out to ringside to be on commentary. Drew picked up the win.
Speaking of commentary, what do we think of Corey Graves so far as a color commentator?
So good.
I hate him. I don't hate him. I think he's decent, but he does a lot of the pop culture references, and I don't enjoy that personally.
To argue to that point, he is not Mauro Ronaldo bad.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Because I swear on my life, when Kevin Patrick got fired, I thought they were going to bring back Mauro. I'm like, I will watch that show on mute.
Or we could have just made our own commentary watching it together.
My fucking God, bro. Mauro was horrible.
Yeah. Next, we had the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Bianca versus Michin. And look, I'm going to tell you, Michin has been stepping her fucking game up, dude. She came
100%.
She came out guns blazing. I really thought that Bianca was going to lose that match.
And can we also point out that if this was Vince's WWE still, Mia would have lost her job again.
Yeah.
Because that, and again, that's a testament to Triple H's booking. He gives everybody a chance to improve. You had guys like Madcap Moss, who I think was garbage. He should have never gone over Corbin, period. No. I don't care what anybody says about him. Riddick Moss was garbage.
Yeah.
Emma was another one, garbage. She hasn't been good since NXT, and because anybody can get over in Full Sail.
Yeah.
Literally anybody can get over in Full Sail. For God's sake, Blue Pants got over in Full Sail.
Dana Brooke got over in over there.
Okay. That is the only one I'll argue. Vince McMahon ruined Dana Brooke.
Very true.
Vince destroyed that woman. She was great in NXT because Triple H was able to showcase what she can do. Triple H did none of that. I mean, Vince did none of that.
Yeah.
Now she's got something going there. Well, I haven't seen it fully yet, but she has something going in Impact known as Ash by Elegance. So she has something going there. I'll have to pay attention to that. It looks promising there.
Next segment we got.
They think it's Tony Storm, but it's like not really.
Next segment we got Braun Breaker backstage with Triple H. They were talking. Braun Breaker was trying to get advice. Paul Heyman shows up, tells him to kick rocks. and he pretty much threatens Triple H and says, "I'm gonna be here next week with Roman Reigns and The Rock." After that, we had Bailey come out, and I really think we're going to get a one night of Hugger Bailey at WrestleMania for that. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I like Hugger Bailey, but I don't want to see that babyface Bailey again.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to get Bailey, give me like a genuine, I love that I'm getting supported babyface Baileys, because we all know how good Bailey is.
Yeah.
Or babyface. But
well, in this promo
was just so cringe.
That's what was so good about it.
You're right.
So Bailey came out and fans were chanting her name, chanting for her, and she said, "Well, it feels good to feel supported." And then she goes on and starts talking about damage control, and damage control, Dakota Kai comes out and says, "Hey, look, I didn't know this was going to happen. It all changed. The original plan was, your plan until Kabuki Warriors came along. I didn't think that I think in coming weeks, Dakota Kai is going to make her choice.
What if Dakota's telling the truth?
Yeah.
What if?
But Dakota's known for being sleazy as fuck.
This is true, and that's why I'm saying, what if there's a swerve there? What if she's telling the truth? What if she got attacked backstage or something?
Yeah,
you know I mean, like, there could be that, which I think that would be another one of those little too obvious if she really is on Bailey's side. But like,
there's layers there.
To see what direction they go with her.
There's layers there with that story between Io and Bailey. So, and you've got a lot of weeks until Mania, because that's the match. So, there's a lot of pieces to
here's
fill
my
in.
question. Do you main event Rhea and Becky, or do you main event Io and Bailey?
It has to be Io Bailey, man.
You think so?
I think they deserve the main event from night one, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So I think depending on how and if Becky wins the Chamber, how they build it, I think would sway me whether or not they deserve that main event spot.
Look, if Bailey and Io main event night one, they need to open up WrestleMania night 2 with Becky and Rhea.
Agree. 100% agree.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Or what if they do the opposite? Would that be okay for the opposite? I mean,
that's fine too. Yeah, that's fine too.
I don't know if people will be pissed off that Bailey's not getting a main event, but
yeah, I don't know. But so then you saw Damage Control come out, circle the ring, and Dakota Kai ducked out. Like, I was like, well, there it is. And she grabbed a chair, came in, acted like she was gonna hit Bailey, turn around, swung at the ropes, getting Damage Control out of there. Pretty decent segment. Still kind of confused. Next, we hear Bobby Lashley is going to be taking on Bronson Reed on Monday, so it's going to be a good match. Next, we had the number one contenders match: Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Right before that match, we had a segment with Pretty Deadly, where they saw Queen Elizabeth. Yes, boy.
Yes, boy.
Yes,
my
boy.
hand.
My hand. Right.
I got my strong hand.
We got Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne against DIY. God damn it, I can never call him Pete Dunne against Dunne. The hard hitting match. Yeah, I can't. Pete Dunne picked up the dub for the win. They're gonna face.
God damn, did he get that win?
Oh yeah.
God, what a match. So he's going to be there. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are going to.
I think that's what he said. Bate.
They're going to fight. They're going to fight Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. Should be a good match. I'm serious. I hope Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate go over for a swerve. I want to see Damian Priest cash in at some point.
So here's my thing on that. And I think it's just kind of we're painting ourselves in a corner kind of thing again. Just like with OTM and then the family, I think the family is overdue to drop the title, as is the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have British Strong Style go over, or do you have them beat just like DIY was beat?
Mm.
Kind of puts you in that we have a newly formed tag team that has only won like 2 matches, and
Yeah. That's a good question.
Very good
Well,
question.
next we are in the main event of SmackDown. We got Randy Orton and Sami Zayn. I think it was a given.
Yeah.
Right. It was a given who was going to win, but really good match. Randy Orton continues to sell the back from
do you
the
think
end.
he can sell?
I don't know. Randy is one of those dudes you don't
He's
know.
so good at freaking selling. It pisses me off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, remember when he sold the shoulder after the shoulder?
That's true.
Or every injury he's ever had after the injury, right?
Right.
Like, he's good.
Yeah.
Randy's solid.
I
Randy,
really hope he's selling it, bro, because I cannot deal with another injured Randy Orton.
no.
Yeah.
Like, before he came back, I was scared we were never going to have him back.
Yeah. So Sami Zayn or Randy picked up the dub, and Randy wins. So far we have Randy and Drew in the elimination chamber for the men,
bro.
Yeah. So
Stuff already. Yeah.
And not only that, we also got the camera panning out on Sammy walking away. So I think there's going to be another redemption angle for Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it could be for U.S. title.
So here's my thing. Why not put Seth in a triple threat with Drew
Sammy
and Sammy?
Yeah.
Have Sammy win. Damian cashes in.
That'd be good. It will continue Drew's ever storyline of not winning it. Yeah.
Because one, we make up for Sammy losing at the Elimination Chamber last year against Roman. And then two, you get that cash in that people have been bitching about for the last however long Damian Priest has had that damn briefcase.
Yeah.
I think it would be brilliant to have Sammy win, but not be able to hold up that title because out comes Drew and fucks over Sammy.
Yeah.
Because Drew has already been a champion. Drew has already won a championship, regardless of no fans. He's already won at the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah. We could see Sammy try and not politic, but win his way into the match.
Is there a last chance qualifier? I'm assuming they're going to do a last chance qualifier.
No, it's all they've all been evened out because it's 12. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unless they take somebody out, which is I heard as a theory that they take somebody out where they play an injury angle.
Kevin.
Or Knight. Let's say he wins his match, but then AJ attacks him before the pay-per-view live event, and then they have to fill that spot.
They have done that before.
Yeah.
With who was it? Edge and Kofi.
Yeah.
Kofi. Yeah. Yep. I've done that. So.
I just thought of something. What if Damian inserts himself in the chamber?
Why would he insert himself in the chamber?
Because Edge had the briefcase when he did it to Kofi.
But that's for a title.
Is it for a title or a chance of the title?
No, it's for a championship match. The one with when Edge did it to Kofi. It was actually for a title. That was just for a title, because he lost his title that night, and then he won the other title that same night. So I remember that.
Yeah, that I don't know, man. There's so many possibilities right now. This is what I love about WWE for the past 2 or 3 years. Well, 2 years really. They're so unpredictable, dude. I mean, with the exception of the Rumble, I mean, we knew that Bayley was going to win. We didn't know who was.
I think everybody thought Cody was really going to win.
No, I thought Punk was going to win.
Everybody had Punk winning, and people could say they pivoted to Cody winning, but I think
I had that outside thought of they were going to do Luger, Bret Hart, they eliminate each other, and then they were going to both win because it's been 30 years since the last tie. that happened, and that was Bret Hart
Well,
and
they
Luke.
also had John Cena and Batista. Don't forget.
Yeah, but they didn't do it, and then Vacant blew up both his quads trying to run to the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah, there was a
Can we
tear.
just quickly talk about that Vacant stuff without like getting into the nitty gritty of it?
Yeah,
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
really disheartening to see the second Vacant person getting erased from everything. Because this man was the next big thing at one point.
Mhm.
This man
Yes.
broke Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. And I some piece of me hopes that it's not true, that he did nothing wrong, so he can come back. But man, reading that Supercard got rid of him, 2K24 got rid of him, his matches got deleted, he got taken out of the intro, like that breaks my fucking heart.
It does. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I really hope that it's not true.
Yeah.
You know. But then if it's not true, like what happens? Right? Like what kind of and that's something that we shouldn't really be talking about on here, but yes, I agree. It's sad. It's disheartening. You know, we know the first Vacant, definitely a guilty motherfucker, right? But
I mean, yeah, you could lean more towards yes. But it's possible that there is some stuff made up too. Text messages can be faked. You know what I mean?
Yep. But yeah, man. This week in wrestling has been fucking wild.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't have Bloodline on Smackdown at all.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah. I want one of my fix of Jim Uso in there because he always
That's what
likes
I'm
the
saying. It's like give me at least one of them. And you know, that's kind of the very small complaint I have with Bloodline as a whole, including Roman, is that schedule. Like I don't need them all on the show at all times, but it's like I told you before, JR and Sean, we talked about this too. If the plan was Roman and Rock, neither one of those motherfuckers are gonna be on TV to build it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just say, oh well, they're cousins, so it writes itself. No, bro. Like I need build. I need to be invested.
No. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so this week has been wild in wrestling. I'm excited to see what happens next week, and see what next week has for us. See where we go from here. I'm really excited because I'm going to WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
I'm fucking amped. This was one of my bucket list goals for my life, and so I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm only 3 hours away from Philly, so I'm super excited. Yeah, dude. So this year's gonna be wild, and we'll see what happens. But we still got one stop till WrestleMania, and that is Elimination Chamber.
Okay, so are they doing a Saudi show or are they not doing a Saudi show?
I haven't heard anything about it.
They're not doing
as far as I can tell, this is the last one before Stand. Well, they'll have Stand and Deliver, and then WrestleMania, of course. But
and Roadblock and NXT, but that's a Tuesday show.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday show. Yeah, so yeah.
So
I'm really happy that Triple H took over because I feel that's the only thing I'll give AEW is their pay-per-view schedule. I like a lot.
Yeah,
but they also cannot book towards a pay-per-view for shit. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, I love the 4-month break between pay-per-views, but you're not building anything to make anybody care. Yeah. Oh, but Wembley sucks. Sorry, bro.
Also in other news, I just remembered Will Ospreay and Okada both respectively had their final matches in New Japan. Okada went over. I don't know why he went over.
He went over Ocean Spray?
No, he went over Tanahashi.
Oh.
Ocean Spray took the L. And he was in a 10-man tag.
Well, yeah, he signed with AEW. Of course he took the L.
He took the pin. He ate the pin. He ate the pin. He got his shit fucking pushed in by Bullet Club. And he gave his respects.
Which version of Bullet Club is this? Is this Bullet Club 7581 or is this Bullet Club Gold, Blue, Scissor Club, Gang Bang, whatever the hell it is?
I think that this is Bullet Club from Infinite Earths. Okay.
Okay.
72. Got it.
I would like to think of my Bullet Club in a tuxedo T-shirt.
Oh
You're
my
8-pound,
god.
6
They're
ounce,
so
baby Jesus.
stupid. Oh, God.
I would like to think of my Bullet Club like as the
Goose
front,
flying behind him.
as a boy band, and I'm in the
Yeah.
front row just hammer drunk.
They have a private jet with a wannabe Roman Reigns theme now. Then they try to,
Oh my
make the
God.
face.
Can we talk about that really quick?
Yeah,
Mikey
sure.
Ruckus is a fraud. That man gets hyped up so much for the best theme songs in wrestling, and this man ripped off of Roman Reigns' goddamn theme song for the Young Cucks. Give me a break.
It was
Young
it's
Cucks.
so. Oh,
My
what
God, bro. What a joke that company is.
Nicholas and Matthew. Whatever.
How them ratings, pimp? What was it, 806 this week?
Something.
Was that?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, they were 806, and then probably those little brawlers will beat Rampage again.
God.
God.
Did you see
Yeah.
Conan comment about Moxley's match?
No.
No, I didn't.
I guess Moxley or the Bullet, whatever the fuck, the BCC went over the CML.
BBC?
Yeah, the BBCs.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, guys, we are going to end the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you're watching post our live, thanks for watching. And until next time, much love. Don't be a cuck.